Welcome all my dear student of TYBC class. In previous lecture we studied significant digits. Significant digits. Now in this lecture we are going to study the relation of accuracy and precision with significant digit. But before that we should know what is accuracy, what is precision. Okay. So first of all we are going to see about accuracy. What is accuracy? Accuracy refers to the number of significant digits in a value. What I say? Accuracy refers to the number of significant digits in a value. And accuracy is defined as closeness of calculated value to the exact value. Okay. That means what? Accuracy is nothing but the closeness of calculated value to the exact value, or simply we can say that closeness in calculated value and exact value is nothing but accuracy. For example, the number 45.678 is accurate to 5 significant digit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hence we can say that this number, that is 45.678, is accurate to 5 significant digit. This is about accuracy. Now what is precision? Precision is referred to number of decimal positions. Precision refers to number of decimal position. For example, the same number 45678 has precision 0.0001. Sorry, 0.001, or simply 10 raised to minus 3. This is the precision. I am again going to repeat. Precision refers to number of decimal positions. These decimal position after decimal point. And for that purpose we consider the same number, that is 45.678 has precision of, what is the precision of this number after decimal? Precision of this number is 0.001, or simply 10 raised to minus 3. Hence precision means repetitiveness of value. Okay. This value may be or may not be correct. Now in order to understand this, we are going to consider a relation between significant digit and accuracy as well as with precision. So consider a table. In this table, serial number, then true value or exact value. And second column represent approximate value. And by comparing these two value, we can make a comment for the comparison between true value and approximate value, or exact value and approximate value. Suppose first, here we are going to consider value of acceleration due to gravity, that is 9.8034. Now if we calculated some values and these values are approximate values. For example, we make experiment or we measure or we calculate the value of acceleration due to gravity in laboratory and these values are like this 9.75, 9.7582, 9.7581, 9.7583. See here when we make the comparison, then it is found that these values are highly precise but less accurate. So we can make the comment, these values are highly precise but less accurate. Okay. Why it is so? Because here the actual value or exact value of acceleration due to gravity is 9.8035 and the calculated values after doing the experiment are like this 9.7582, 9.7581, 9.7583. These values are precise but not accurate but less accurate. Now instead of this, second observation is like this, if the exact value is 9.8034 and calculated value is like this 9.8031, 9.8032, 9.8033, 9.8035. Now when we compare the obtained value or approximate value which is obtained after doing the experiment with the exact value, then it is found that these values are highly precise and highly accurate. This is the difference between these two observations. Here these values are highly precise but less accurate and these approximate values are highly precise and highly accurate. It should be noted that or it should be remembered that the solution obtained by computational techniques must be accurate and precise as far as possible. This is very important. So I am again going to repeat. It should be remembered that the solution obtained by computational techniques must be accurate and precise as far as possible. Okay. Now after this we are going to see the remaining errors. First one is inherent error. Inherent error. We see this error in taxonomy of error. What is inherent error? What is inherent errors? Inherent errors are present in the data supplied. When we supply the data to the computer, at that time if the errors are present in that supplied data, then such type of errors are nothing but inherent error. As they are present in the statement of problem, what I say, as these errors are present in the statement of the problems, hence they are also known as input errors. Input errors. Why these errors are also called input error? They may be present in the statement of problem, and if they are present in the statement of problem, now they can also be known as input errors. Though these errors are out of control of machine, but they can be reduced by defining the problem more accurately. What I say? Though inherent errors are out of control of machine, but they can be reduced by defining the problem more accurately. Inherent errors contain two components, namely data errors and second one is conversion error. These are data errors and conversion errors are the two components or two subtypes of inherent error. First of all, we are going to see data error. Data error is also called as, or data error is also known as empirical error. Data errors are also known as, are also called as empirical errors. When we obtain data for a problem by some experiment, by some or from some experiment or by doing some experiment or some measuring techniques, it has limited accuracy and precision. What I say? When we obtain data for a problem by some experimental technique or some measuring techniques which has limited accuracy and precision. Data errors may be due to some limitations in instruments, therefore may be unavoidable. Suppose we are going to measure the thickness of a coin, and for that purpose vernier caliper is used, but for accurate measurement micrometer screw gauge is essential. Instead of micrometer, if we use micrometer instead of micrometer screw gauge, if we use vernier caliper, then there is limitations. Okay. So data errors may be due to some limitations in instrumentation, therefore may be unavoidable. Okay. For example, a physical measurement like distance or voltage or a time period, these values cannot be exact. Okay. There is no use in performing arithmetic operation to say 4 decimal places when the original data themselves are only correct to 2 decimal places. This is about data errors. And conversion error is also known as representative error. This error is also called as representative error. Representative error. These errors are due to limitations of computer to store the data exactly. What I say? These errors. Why? How these errors occurs? These errors are due to, or what is the reason behind this error? These errors are due to limitations of computer to store the data exactly. Okay, are you got it? Now we are going to see the next type of error, numerical error. Numerical errors. These errors are also known as procedural errors. They are introduced, these errors are introduced during the process of implementing the numerical methods. Remember that numerical errors are also known as procedural error. And procedural error arises or introducing during the process of implementing the numerical methods. These errors has two forms. One of them is round up error and second one is truncation error. These are the two forms of procedural error or numerical errors. Now we are going to see one by one. First of all, round up error. Round up error. We are very familiar this word, round up figure. Okay, round up figure. What is the meaning of this round up figure? If we purchase something in a store and if the bill amount is 895. Okay. Now we try, the price of that value is 805. We try to give 800 rupees or we request to shopkeeper that please make the round figure. Then he less or he give the discount of 5 rupees and we will pay. This is about a round of figure. Same concept is here regarding error. Round of error or rounding error takes place because of rounding the last significant digit to the nearest value. What I say? Rounding error takes place because of rounding the last significant digit to the nearest value. For example, 1 by 6 is equal to 0.166666666. Right. This is the result when we divide 1 by 6. Remember that in our computer represents only 6 significant digits. 6 significant digits. That means up to this, after decimal point. Then 6 digits should be rounded. 6 digits should be rounded. Then the value of this becomes, that is 1.6 is equal to 0.166667. This is the 6th digit. And this, note that the last digit 7, since it is rounded, why it is 7? Since it is rounded. Thus the process of omitting the superfluous digits means ज़्यादा क्यों वाजिबपेक्षा जास्त superfluous digits and keeping only the desired number is called round off. What is mean by round off? Round off is nothing but the process of omitting the superfluous digits and keeping only the desired number. Okay. Now there is another term, chopping. Just like round off, there is chopping. What is chopping? In this method of chopping, the extra digits are dropped. Okay, before, sorry, I want to emphasis on this point, and we are going to chopping. See here, this is the actual value and this is the approximate value. Why it is so? Because this is the round up figure. Now, what is the error? We have to find the error. What will be the error? Here, errors, suppose epsilon 1 is equal to, what is the value? 0.166. This is the actual value and this is the approximate value, or we can say that like this, 0.166667. This is the round off. Then when we subtract the round off value from actual value, the error will be 0.000003333. Okay. This is the error, and this error is nothing but round off error. This is the round off value of this. But what is the round off error? When we make the subtraction between the actual value and approximate value. This is, though it is rounded, but it is approximate value. And the difference between these values is nothing but a round off error. Okay, are you got it? Yes. Now, we are going to see the next point or next term, chopping. In this method, the extra digits, suppose here, see here, 1 by 6 is nothing but 0.166666666 ... Now, in chopping method, the extra digits are omitted simply. These are omitted. Or we can say that in this method, the extra digits are dropped. And thus, we can say that this is nothing but truncating the numbers. Okay, I am again going to repeat. In chopping method, the extra digits are dropped. Okay, this is also called as truncating the numbers. Suppose we are using a computer with a fixed word length of 4 digits. We are using a computer with a fixed digits or fixed word length of 4 digits. Then the number 1.2596, or here instead of this 12.123496. This is the number. And our computer having the capacity of only 4 digits, then this number is dropped and we will get 12.34. Why it is so? Because due to limited capacity or limited a fixed 4 digit capacity, only first 4 digits are considered and these digits are omitted or truncated. So this is called chopping. Chop means we omit the extra digits. Okay. There is one more term, symmetrical round off. Symmetrical round off. In symmetrical round off, or in this method of symmetrical round off, the last retained significant value, that is 96, is rounded off by 1. Rounded off by 1. That means here, if 9 is greater than or equal to 5, then we can write this round of symmetrical digits 2.35. Why we round up by 1? Because 9 is greater than 5. Instead of 9, if there is a 6 or 5, 6 or 5, we may also write this. But if instead of this there is like this 36, 1.3436, but number 3 is not equal to or greater than 5, and hence the result remains same. Okay. This is nothing but symmetrical round off. And last but not least, truncation error. Truncation error. Second one. Truncation error are generated when required significant digits are considered and remaining digits are discarded. What I say? Truncation error are generated when required significant digits are considered and remaining digits are discarded. It is the error resulting from the truncation of the numerical process. Okay. In this way, we focus on various type of errors, or I can say that by this way we studied various type of error. Now I am going to told you about iterative methods. What is iterative methods? But I think you are, as per my knowledge, you are very familiar with this iterative method. In 12th science, mathematics paper, or in mathematics of PFO and SYBSE, you already studied the iterative methods. Iterative or iterative techniques begins with initial guess. Suppose iterative methods. In this iterative method, iterative techniques begins with initial guess. Suppose there are two numbers, 4 and 5. What is the square of 4? 16. What is the square of 5? 25. Or in another language, what we can say that if the number is 16, then what is the root of 16? 4. What is the root of 5? What is the root of 25? 5 is the root of 25 and 4 is the root of 16, or 4 is the square of, 16 is the 4 of square, 16 is the square of 4 and 25 is the square of 5. These are the fixed value. Now, if we are given a number 4.5, we can guess that the square of this number 4.5 lies in between 16 and 25. Or if we are having a number, say 20, and we have to find out the square root of 20, then what is the close number? 16 to 20 and 25 to 20. So we can guess that if square root of 4 is square root of 16 is 4 and square root of 25 is 5, then obviously the square root of 20 lies between 4 and 5. Okay. For that purpose, we use the techniques in order to find out the square root of 20 or square of 4.5. Hence, the iterative techniques begins with initial guess, that is approximate value of the root, which is corrected by iteration by iteration, which is corrected iteration by iteration, and process stops when the desired level of accuracy is obtained. Okay. Use of computers makes the task of number of iteration easier and efficient, and hence we use the iterative method in, or we studied the iterative method in computational physics. There are number of iterative methods, and all these methods are based on number of guesses, These iterative methods can be grouped into two categories. Iterative methods are grouped into two categories. First one is bracketing. Bracketing methods. This method or these methods are also known as interpolation method. Bisection method or Newton-Raphson method. Methods are the examples of this interpolation methods or bracketing methods. This is the first category of iterative method. Second category is open-end method. Open-end method. Here, this method is also known as extrapolation method. Here, not Newton-Raphson, false position method. Here, I am again going to repeat. There are number of iterative methods, and all the iterative methods based on number of guesses. These iterative methods are grouped into two categories. First category is bracketing method. This is also known as interpolation methods. And bisection method, false position methods are the popular methods in this category, that is interpolation methods. And second category of iterative method is open-end method. This is also known as extrapolation method. Now we are going to make concentration. In science and engineering, we come across the equation in the form f of x is equal to 0. Here x and f of x may be complex or real or vector quantities. When the equation is in quadratic form, quadratic form means what? A x square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. This is the given equation, and this is the quadratic form of a given equation. Now, the root of this quadratic equation can be obtained by direct analytical method, and solution of direct equation of this direct quadratic equation is nothing but x is equal to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. This is the discriminant, and we can obtain the root of this quadratic equation by simply this direct analytical methods. But there are some equations which are like this: 2 sin x minus x is equal to 0. Now, this is not quadratic equation. This is not quadratic equation because we cannot obtain the root of this equation by direct analytical method, and hence this equation is known as transcendental equation, transcendental equation. And root or solution of this transcendental equation cannot be obtained direct analytical method. For this purpose, or we can say that the root of such a transcendental equation can be obtained by numerical methods. Or in other words, we can say that as these are not quadratic equation, these are transcendental equation. The root of this equation cannot be obtained by direct analytical method. We may use the graphical method or trial and error method in order to obtain the solution or roots of this such type of transcendental equation, but graphical method or trial and error method are cumbersome method and time consuming method. So we can use the best method, that is numerical method. In next lecture we will see two methods, bisection method and Newton-Raphson method, and these methods are nothing but iterative methods. Okay. Till then we shall stop here. Have a good day. Thank you.